Okay, let's just jump into it. So, what is this? It says Payday 2. I thought I might try something new, something a bit different. Because the internet here has been a bit too rough to stream of recently, so I thought, oh, why not put some stuff up on YouTube? And rather than using intensive, because I don't feel like that, I thought I'd just play through Payday. It's a nice game. I've played a lot of it. So I thought this would be kind of a gentle walkthrough, / playthrough, kind of go through the different maps, go through the story, go through the plot in order, and kind of explain what's going on. I guess we'll just kind of have fun playing it through. So I'll be sort of explaining stuff, but also not explaining stuff, because this game, once you're into it, it's really fun. The tutorial sucks. I'm just going to skip that. So I'll probably just explain things as we go, because like, look at all these. What does all of this mean? This doesn't mean anything. So, tutorial heist, we're skipping that. What we're going to be spending most of our time doing, if I can find the dang bar, I can't find the dang bar, is this career tab. Where if you start at the start, go from front to back, you need to play through the whole story. As you can see, I've done this. But let's jump in. Don't want to do the tutorial. We're going to worry about inventory. Let's just get into a map. Yeah, jewelry store or bank heist on cash. That sounds great. Again, I probably can just cut all this out, huh? But it's fine. This is I always think of this as like the generic default task level. So playing on the lowest difficulty. I have all starter items. I've got a bunch of like levels and skills stuff. I'm just using generic items, generic outfit, generic character. Everything's just like what you would have if you loaded up the game for the first time. That's probably not entirely true. I probably have like a weapon skin on or something I forgot to take off. But basic weapons, no skill points or anything. So, what is Payday? What is Payday? It is roughly a game where you play as a gang of bank robbers / jewelry robbers and so on. It's had a long development cycle. I think it started in like 2013, 2014. It's the sequel to Payday 1. This is Payday 2. It's a lot better than Payday 1. And I'd say the first half or so of the game is like not super interesting. That's maybe mean. It's fun. It gets a lot. The levels, the design, and actually a plot gets a whole much more better toward the end of the game. Whereas right now we're just starting to be like robbing jewelry stores and banks and stuff, which is fine. So what we see when we boot up our map: name of the level. Bane is our kind of spec opsy mission control guy, shadowy figure who tells us where to go to do the jobs. Us being the Payday gang. You can see this job's going to take one day, so it's just one map. There's also multi-day maps where you do one thing then another thing, but we'll worry about that later. This risk thing is the difficulty, and all the stuff in the bottom left we can ignore, but roughly it's how much money I have. A secondary currency, because games love that, and then my level, and then my skill points. And I have 92 unspent skill points because I have not spent any of them for this. Again, this is all unimportant at the moment. Loadout, I'm just using like basic stuff. Again, this is basically stuff you get put into the game. The soundtrack, I've been because I basically always have this turned off, so we'll see how that sounds. And if we want, we can spend some money to get some stuff to help us, but I'm not going to worry about any of that.
Okay, time for a jewelry hit. We need at least 3 bags. That
So,
should be fairly easy.
So the interesting thing about Payday is that it has roughly 2 different game modes. Wow, this is ominous. I've not heard this music before. You have stealth,
Okay, time for a smash and grab.
where you're like looking around and no one's shooting and you're kind of doing your own thing. And then this music is very ominous. And then you have loud, which is where cops are shooting you and guns are blazing, all these things. What we're going to do here, along with our 3 crew members who I've got to put into default outfits. So we have a guy in a bunny suit, a guy in I don't even know what that is, and the doctor helping us out. We're going to basically run and smash and grab a bunch of jewellery. Now, despite this being the very first level in the game, there's a few ways we can go about this. When we put on our mask and see the big G in the middle of our screen, that pulls out our guns, basically stops sneaking around, and everything goes loud. We shooting, yelling, dealing with hostages and so on. Oh, we can get a bit sneaky with it. There's a gate on this side, but if we go around to this other side, well, I need to turn random soundtrack off. This is very inappropriate. We can see this little back alley here. We can sneak down here, and if we wanted, we can't do anything without our mask on, but we could get in through the side window. If I look around the back here, there's normally, there's a single guard as well. So if we want to be sneaky about it, I could take this guard out without the alarm going off. When he stops looking at me, I'll probably do just that. Because there's absolutely no one around here at all. So what we can do, if we want... I don't have any silenced weapons, so this isn't going to work super well. Well, let's try it anyway. Let's see if I can spook the man. Yeah. Okay, so we'll ignore what the gameplay mechanics just happened for now. But what happens is when you deal with guards, by shooting them or making them surrender, is they have a little pager that goes off. And if you answer the pager, then the alarm doesn't go off, and you get to keep on playing the map. So the cops, for now, don't think anything's wrong. So you get to keep on. Now, we still have our guns and stuff, but we're sneaking around because no one's called the alarm on us yet, and this is really good. The simplest in some ways way to do most maps is like this, because no one's shooting at you the whole time. That's amazing. So ideally what we'd want to do with the jewelry store here is just kind of sneak around if no one see us, and then eventually we'll like maybe yell at all the civilians and tie all the civilians up without the alarm ever going off, and that'd be amazing. A couple of problems with this are, if I shoot my gun at all, or any of the guards shoot their guns, the alarm goes off. And we only get to answer pages like this 4 times. If we do it more than 4 times, then the pager operator at 911 gets a bit suspicious and say, I don't think so, I'm going to send the cops anyway, because it's unlikely there's 5 different accidents going on. But for now, let's sneak around the back room a bit. So, this is the jewelry store. There's, as we saw through there, there's a kind of a front room with a bunch of civilians and jewelry. We have to steal 3 of those bags. In the back here, there's this little side room, which sometimes has a safe in it. It doesn't. Sneaky, 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 sneaky. That guy saw me. Well, this guy definitely saw me. So this is how things are going to work out. We're going to be yelling at civilians to make them lie down, then we can tie them up and move them around. And this way that guy doesn't get set the alarm off either, because the civilians will go and call for help if you give them the chance. So I'm going to make this guy follow me. I'm going to hide him in the back here behind the desk. There's no one to see him. Oh, okay, we're just going to hide through a wall instead. That's also very sneaky. Now I think there's no way to get these without breaking the actual cases, so that's going to be loud, so we'll come back to that later. But basically what we're wanting to do, I think, is we're going to have to just burst in there, shoot all the guards, yell at everyone, and see how far we get. This is the kind of thing that just really doesn't work very well with one person. No, let's give it a go. Worst comes to the worst, the cops come and we'll just have to hold the cops off for a while while we loot the place. So, let's go get it. There should be a guard in here somewhere. I'm doing a terrible job of seeing them. Oh. So I'm getting all these people. Some of them aren't very observant. See, this is where having my AI's help would be very useful, but they're not doing that. See, someone over here. Well, okay, that's that. I can't do anything about this now, but gonna steal these different jewelry bags. You notice I'm giving them to my AI companions to carry. And that's already all the jewellery we need, so now we're just really waiting for our escape van to come back. So these different bags we have, we can carry them around if we want to. You notice I'm going to carry one at a time. And if I can choose to drop from the ground, but then say a cop could run off of it. So the safe place to put is in our getaway van, which again you'll remember just left. There's also sort of smaller things of jewellery I can just pick up as we go. So I'll probably loot the place in the meantime. So So these here, which I said that's kind of noisy, right? But let's take some more. Just looting all the jewellery. And eventually I'm going to have to shoot some cops. But you notice the cops, also interestingly, oops, well I missed there, the cops free the civilians. So we don't stay our hostages forever if they get freed. What else to note? I mean, the actual mechanics of the shooty shoot I can go into more detail later. Right now I have guns, I'm clicking on the cops as they show up. You can see I get a little, oh, well this gun's not very good, is it? A little red thing when it's a headshot. And shows how much damage I do. And if I just don't get a headshot, it just does a little less damage. So I'm just going to keep on looting the place. As I say, the initial realize is not the most interesting in the world, but it gets more interesting over time, so that's nice. Now what's interesting as well, oh they killed him, unfortunately. There's not just, so the enemies we face come in different varieties in this game. Who untied you? Stay tied up. There's kind of those cops we saw with different coloured helmets. There's these white helmet guys, there's the black helmet guys who are easier to kill. And there's also, you may have noted, one of our friends yelling about a shield. It's one of the types of special enemies who basically have a big riot shield which you can't shoot through. Boy, this truck sure isn't coming back in a hurry, is it? So if we can find one. If we find a shield, then we... oh, they're over there. Oh, okay. We can just run away at this point. Well, I shot another civilian. As you notice, I'm losing some money for that, which is obviously not ideal. Oh. This guy unintentionally hiding behind the power meter. So, one bag. Take it back with my friend. 2 bags. Take it back off my friend. And 3 bags. And then we can take more jewellery if you want to. Or we can leave. Which I'll do when the game lets me. There we go. So I just step into the square and the map ends. And we see we got some money. I don't get much level progress because I'm already reasonably high level. You see how long we took, accuracy, all these kinds of things. And you'll have noticed Bane, our kind of mission ops guy, talking about how we did this for Vlad. So the start of this game is we are the Payday crew. We used to be famous years ago, like back in 2010 or whatever, and now it's 2014 and we're trying to get back on the scene. In, I think, Washington, DC. And so, you can hear him pull. So there's this gangster guy called Vlad who we're trying to get in the good books of by doing some work for. By just doing a hit and grab on the jewellery store, kind of make our presence known. Not that's particularly impressive, but hey, you start somewhere. Oh, it's always going to put me down there, is it? Yeah. Trying to knock over some stores in DC. Oh, and so the next one is bank heist, cash. So I'll grab us a heist, bank heist, cash. And this will be similar, only we're robbing a bank. A small bank outlet-y thing. Outlet-y thing, words are hard. Loading screens are also hard. Okay. So, again, not going to mess around about the starting equipment just yet. Yeah, we're just going to try and sneak into the bank vault, or go loud into the bank vault. As I say, stealth is an option. Again, bit of a pain, because without the help, as AIs don't really contribute to tying people up, there's always inevitably someone who's going to escape and run away or call the alarm dealer, so we're not going to worry about that too much. What is fun here is that we can look at the fun thing in this game called pre-planning. Where we're looking at like a little blueprint, well it's not blue, but you know what I mean, layout of the map, and we can choose where to put different little details. We can tell our friend where to leave this thermal drill we were told outside. They can leave it on the left, they can leave it at the back, they can leave it in the far corner, and we can get dead drops to help us. Things like healing, or ammo, or grenades. We'll worry about body bags later. We can... Lots of these things are useful more if you're stealthing than going out, which isn't so important for us. Anything particularly relevant? Let's make the alarm take 20 seconds later to go off, because that way the cops will turn up 20 seconds later, and that seems very nice. Oops, so let's click on the right tag.
A smart decision.
And why not do all these things?
Let's put this boat in the...
Okay, folks. My guy stashed the thermal drill for the bank vault in the parking lot, so get that first. Watch for guards. Keep an eye out for cameras. Where there's cameras.
Oh, well, the voice line didn't sync up with the with the dialogue too much, but that's okay.
It's a straight cash hit. You know how it goes.
So, as before, we start kind of in stealth. Without our masks on, no one can tell who we are. Notice I got slightly different party members this time, so I got them all just on random. There's a bank manager and a security guard hanging out outside for whatever reason, and our drill's over here. Again, we can't pick this up if we put our mask on, but we're probably going to do that sooner rather than later.
Check the place out.
For the time being, I'm probably going to wander through the bank a bit and have a look-see. It'd be really nice to tag this guy, but we're not going to worry about it. So we have, we'll start the easy bit first. There's an outdoors, a kind of a roof access thing, which has not much going on, but it's useful for sneaking around maybe. Downstairs, on the inside, there is kind of a back area, different booths and stuff. This would be a depressing office to work in. The manager's room, see, manager it says, because I played this game on low. No staff, I guess they all called in sick today. That's kind of weird. Okay, there's like one staff guy here, a bunch of people waiting to be served. A lot of people waiting to be served. And you can see there's that bank vault there in the middle, the guard standing next to it. You also see, oh, not over here. Must be around this side. Yeah, there it is next to that guard. Some ATMs. Oh, this guard's kind of going to follow me a bit. It's a bit awkward. Just sneak out the side door. Is this the same guy or is there a different manager? Is this guy always on his break? And over here's the security room. Now you notice this little beeping and this blue question mark flashing up. That's how roughly the stealth system works in this game. When you have, okay, well it's not. When you're just walking around in civilian mode, it's hard to get spotted. You still get spotted by cameras or security guards if you're in the wrong place. So if where should I stand to get seen a little bit? So you notice when I stand here, you see there's that blue question mark pops up over his head, and there's sort of this percentage bar which shows how alerted he is. Because he's like, oh, it's weird this person's hanging around here with a bunch of like bulky items under their clothes, you know, guns and whatnot. If that bar ever gets up to 100, then the alarm goes off. He's like, wait, and he pulls his gun out and he tries to call in for help, and well, he just teleported away. Over there. Is that a trophy I can pick up? I haven't seen that before. Interesting. I'll need to remember to get that. So if we're stealthing around, we'd want to make sure the key part's being able to sneak past the guards with them only getting like curious, but not actually raising the alarm. Cameras are the same. So I'm not sure why this one isn't pinging me. Oh yeah, there we go. You see if that bar gets all the way up to 100, the alarm's going to go off, which I won't show you just yet because I'm sure we'll get plenty of chances when I actually can do more stealthful modes. Basically, all we're going to be doing is grabbing our drill, guns blazing, and drilling through this door and stealing all the money and running away again. So, I don't think there's anything else too important to do, so before I forget to grab this t-shirt, I'll show you what the alarm going off looks like. How's that? We'll get to look at this plenty. So the alarm gets more red and red and red. Eventually the alarm goes off, we get detected with that annoying beeping, and you see we automatically get put into loud mode. Because the camera's caught us. And you see the camera's calling for help, and we can't do anything about that.
Damn it. Now we go the painful way.
Now we go loud, all the civilians start running away, people screaming, guards yelling, all these kinds of things.
I've got that thing to the vault door.
So often the kind of fallback plan, so that's another thing I can pick up. There's so many hidden stuff in this game. Those I think I knew. Oh, no. Well, that's too. I wonder if I have to get all of them in the level or something. I'm not going to worry about it. You're just a civilian. Let's hostage these people. That person's going to clip through the wall again. And the downside of doing it the loud way is that you can see, I've got my little overlay telling me, it is going to take 6 minutes to drill into this door. So we're just going to have 6 minutes to kill at this point. Not the most interesting, honestly. Over here we can steal some money. We'll look for other things to collect. 3 PM. Steal some more money. This bank's very lax, just having thousands lying around. So stealthing things is often a little bit faster, because you don't have to wait for long drilling things to happen. Why's this guy just hanging out here? Why's this guy also? I don't even... I'm out of cable ties, so I can't actually tie any more people up. That's okay though. We can yell at them anyway. Oh.
I can feel the heat coming around the corner.
It looked like it was going to hit on my screen. I'm not sure how that shot missed.
Stay down, everybody.
So I'm just going to kind of hang out for a bit. I might wander around the map a bit, see if I can find any more of those little shits. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Oh, I'm not seeing much, am I?
We need to move on them now.
So we just heard a little bit of cop radio chatter type thing. A bit vague as to how that works, but we do sometimes hear like what the cops are going to do next. It sounds like they're preparing an attack on us there. That's a parking meter. Going to shoot the parking meter. I'll let it off this time. For one thing, it's indestructible.
Hit the floor. On the ground.
Now the other annoying thing about drilling stuff is that things can jam, or if cops get to your drills, they can turn them off. So here over our drills jammed, which happens a lot. 420. Nice. Oh, okay, there you go. Hey, here's some shields. So this is what the shields look like. You notice I shoot them and it doesn't do anything. So what you need to do is to shoot them from behind. Or if you have grenades, well I don't want to grenade that poor bank manager, so I'm going to sneak around. If you have grenades you can also just grenade them, and that's pretty good. This is taking far too long. Well, I'm sure the shields will never see that. Yeah, they kind of saw it coming. But I clipped one of them anyway, on the side. They don't actually turn very good. Oops. Got to see that guy's neck rubber banded it. Sometimes when you shoot someone, the head kind of gets a little rubbery. That's okay though. The trick is, because this gun is not very accurate, I need to be careful to not shoot any civilians with it. It's not that I'm bad at aiming on this, it's just that the gun's inaccurate. That's definitely the problem here. So I'm basically just going to hold out. Hold corners, it's the lowest difficulty, so it's not particularly challenging. And just kind of click on the heads of the people who wander in when they shouldn't. What else can I say? Like 3 different bank managers on this map. It's confusing. So these guys are the fancy jackets of the bank managers, and over this one guy's moving all over the place. Well, it spawned in like 3 of them, which is confusing. Those guys are different from regular civilians, and they often have like key cards, which can be useful for getting through locked doors and stuff. Oh, that guy hit me. And what else is going to do? Okay, at the bottom of my screen. This isn't going to look exactly like the default game, because I have a HUD mod installed, but I think it makes things a little more clear. So, you can see, I'm holding my assault rifle, which is I think called like the Union 556 or whatever. I have 30 rounds in my clip. And it's green, it's a full clip, and I have 120 rounds. I forget if that's in total or reserve. Either way, I got plenty of ammo. If I switch to my pistol, then my pistol's highlighted, and see it's got 25 rounds and 66 rounds. To my left is my health meter. I should let someone shoot me on this dang drill. Okay. Yeah, keep drilling, you piece of shit, is right. So, shoot me. Yeah, so you can see that little white bar around my health is going down. That's like shield or armor, so that one recharges over time if I don't get hit for using it. So you can see it fills right back up. The green bar, which it's going to be challenging to get damaged on this difficulty, the green bar, I just need to find something to wail on me for a while, is my health, which doesn't recharge. So it's the kind of thing you see in shooters before, we have a shield and then my AS is going to murder everyone, and then a non-recharging health bar. So we managed to take some health, nope, managed to take some health damage. So again, you can see pretty obviously the two different kinds of cops, right? We have the yellow shoulder pads, the white helmet, and the black sniper. So there's another kind of special enemy, which you see break all my shields, well, and then get shot by my friends. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the green bar would go down if I was managing to take damage, but it's pretty challenging to do that. And you can hear Bane's kind of giving us the radio chat of what's going on. So there's some more reinforcements, which are going to be coming to the scene. Yes, things kind of quieting down for a bit. And before that, Bane noted that the assault wave is coming to an end. So that the cops tend to attack in waves, where they'll group up, bunch them, assault us, and see this guy's kind of getting into position on the roof at the moment. I saw a sniper out here somewhere. Maybe not. Or maybe there was one. That's not going to happen. You understand, the green circle is going to get smaller if I get shot enough. Inside that is what's known as my number of downs. So because it's based on team play, in theory, it's a bit slightly different as a single player game. Oh, there you go. Payday lets you revive your teammates. So if someone... there we go. Super. If one of your team goes down, you can revive them if you get there fast enough. And you can do that 3 times per person, and if you don't get in 3 times, they just go, well, if that happens a 4th time, they just go straight into custody. The cops catch them, effectively. What you can then do, if you wait long enough, is trade a captured civilian for them. So if, say, Healer was in custody, I could trade the Spec Manager for them, but they don't kick us every so often. So here, boy, this is a lot to talk about in this game, isn't there? Notice we've got all these different symbols for different ways you can get through the door. We can drill it, which is slow. But what we can do here, because we bought the assets at the start of the map, is we can try different keys. We bought a keychain, and sooner or later, one of these keys is going to open it. You'll notice there's a C4 symbol, which is about what you'd expect, and there's a saw blade symbol. One of the assets we can buy is a portable saw, which lets us saw through different doors and safety deposit boxes. So the lockpicking one here means we can pick all these lock boxes if we want to, but you notice there's like hundreds of them, and it takes 5 seconds each, so it's not worth waiting here the whole time. If you have the saw, though, you just kind of and open them all up. I hope that makes sense. It's unlikely that anyone watching this is ever going to not really have played the game. You know what I mean. So, grab the money, give it to our friends, and then we can leave. I think we only even need 1 bag. Again, ignore all this overlay stuff, you don't have to worry about it. If you don't want to. For now you can understand, okay, well that one missed. The annoying thing is your friends sometimes dodge the money bags you try and throw at them. So, where did Healer? It's always Healer. Okay, and she's got a lovely fake moustache there. And I'll grab 1 more bag, and that'll be enough. We get to just kind of walk out, our van's parked around the back. See, the shields get kind of annoying. But if not careful, because, well, you can't shoot them, right? Oh. There we go. And then we just leave. So, more stats we don't care about. And, I forgot mentions for. At the end of each map you get like a little bonusy thing, where it's money, or paint, or... So here I've got a colour scheme which I could put on a gun if I wanted to. Or, yeah, basically mainly a gun, or a mask, actually. You get to wear different masks. I haven't gone into the character customization. We're looking like Dallas Boring Man here. Our guy we're playing, the default character is called Dallas. But if we want to do, get more interesting with it. So if I go to my inventory, we're Dallas. Who, well, yeah, you can read. Tried to get fancy in Chicago, what, 15 years ago. Didn't work out very well, and then he escaped and is now becoming, well, a career criminal, basically. We have this angry American mask, but you see I've got many others I could wear if I want to. None of them have any gameplay effect whatsoever, they just look different. For now we'll stick with the default one, because why not? It's fun. I never use it. I think I have a fancy Dallas one if we wanted. Yeah, I could wear the golden Dallas, but it's fine, I think. What about a different Dallas one? Maybe I don't. This is not important. So right, so as we're here in the inventory, let's talk about inventory briefly. So, character and mask are purely cosmetic. The other things here have a lot more influence on other gameplays. Firstly, we can wear different armor. Right now, we're wearing no armor at all. As we put more armor on, we have more armor, so that white bar, the little circle we had, is going to give us more health. But you see we move slower, our speed goes down, we're slightly worse at dodging, and concealment drops. And concealment's how fast people spot you. If you have a low concealment, guards find it hard to spot you. If you have a high concealment, they spot you almost instantly. If you're walking around carrying, say, a minigun, they're going to be real suspicious. If you're just like a guy in a suit, then they don't notice you very quickly, you know? So higher armor has bigger penalties for that. It also decreases our stamina, which is how long we can run and sprint and run around and stuff. You get tired out very easily, unsurprisingly. And then the only other thing it modifies is steadiness, which is how good our aim is. I guess, not quite sure why that's the case. It's not an important stat. It's not one I ever really worry about. So if we wanted, we could chuck on to next level armor and see our detection risk, which is how fast the guards catch us, go up now, because our concealment's worse. Next thing we have are different deployables. Haven't used any yet, but there's, what, 8 or 9 by default, depending you want to count it. Ammo gives you ammo. Doctor bag lets you heal. First aid kit also lets you heal, but in a slightly different way. The armor bag's an interesting one. If you want, you can just bring in some armor in your armor bag and wear the suit in the meantime. So the idea is I think you can like sneak around and do stuff in your suit and then pull out the armor when you need it. It's not particularly useful, but you never know. Body bags. So remember, if you're wanting to stealth around and there's people you've turned into bodies, if someone comes across that, they're going to raise the alarm, obviously. So you're going to move them around, you'd put them in a body bag, then you could move the body bag and hide the body bag somewhere. So that can be useful in stealth. ECMs are similar. They can be used to interrupt alarms, they can get through electronic locks, and all these fun kind of things. And then sentry guns are, well, what you'd expect. And lastly, we have trip mines and shaped charges. These are fun. These are really good. Remember there's that C4 symbol we saw on the door before. You can use that to just blow through a door instantly without having to worry about drilling it, depending on the door. Or sometimes we use it to blow safes and all these kinds of things. We can also just leave C4 around the map as trip mines, which is obviously going to do what it sounds like. And then lastly, and very usefully, we can have a sensor mode. So we can hide all these different like little sensors around the map, which highlight the enemies. So it's really good when you're sneaking around because you know exactly where everyone is. So it's real fun when we stealth them. More about that in a bit later. Primary guns. Right now we're just using a generic assault rifle and a generic pistol. You can see on the bottom left, these have different stats. Magazine size, ammo, how fast they fire, damage, accuracy, or what they sound like. Stability is how much your weapon shakes around as you're firing it. Concealment, well, how obvious it is, how fast the guards see you. Reload time's what it sounds like, and then lastly we have threat. Threat's an interesting one. Threat is how, well, threatening civilians find it. If you're carrying around a dinky little pistol and you're going at civilians, they're going to like stop moving and lie down and be scared more slowly than if you have a big assault rifle or like a flamethrower or a shotgun. Very threatening weapons make people stop moving faster. Again, not super important in practice, but sometimes it's nice to have. On the top left, we can see my different stats for the character. So I'm level 78, have armor, have health, have concealment, how fast I move, dodge is our chance, I think in percentage, to, well, dodge shots which aimed at us. Crit chance is our chance to critically hit someone, do I think double damage. I believe also headshots always crit, I could be wrong about that. Steadiness is weapon shake stuff, and then stamina is how fast and how long we can run for. Yeah, both of those. Detection risk then is how fast guards will see us. So this is kind of tying in our concealment and our weapons concealment and all these things get put together. So if I change my No, actually we'll leave those down. At some point I can demonstrate how things change when we switch weapons. Let's worry about that later. As well as our deployables, we also have various throwables we can use. The default's a grenade, which does exactly what you'd expect. There's also variations. We could have an incendiary grenade, a Molotov, concussion grenade, and then more like throwing weapons, which are reusable, so javelins, throwing knives, throwing axes. We can use playing cards if we're going to get silly with it, or poison-tipped shuriken, and all these kinds of things. But we'll stick with the grenade, that's a fine default. And then worry about the perk deck later. What we're going to look at now briefly is the skills. This is quite fun. So as I said, I'm level 78 and I've spent 0 of my skill points, so everything it's a fresh game. What we get to do, which is very fun, is we have 5 different sort of skill trees, skill categories, each with 3 different columns. And these do things like changing how fast you do pistols, or how fast you move. And at the top of each tree you get some pretty potent stuff. So, for example, this controller skill tree is all about taking hostages and somehow talking cops into working on our side. So, you see, Joker lets us convert a cop to work for us. Then if we get all the way up to the top of the tree, then we regenerate health over time if we have hostages or converted cops. Sharpshooters all about, very accurate high damage weapons, so like assault rifles and sniper rifles. So it gives us more accuracy and ammo efficiency, makes us reload fast, and at the very top, and this is a fun skill, it's graze means if we shoot someone with a sniper, then it does the damage to everyone around them. And that's really good. So there's all these fun different skill trees in different categories. For now, we'll probably just keep it fairly straightforward. Gee, I hadn't really thought about too much what we'll do. Let's just go with... Gee, I hadn't even thought about what kind of weapons I want to use. Why not use sharpshooter? That's pretty good of our assault rifle we're using. We can use some of that. You can also just reset it and move it around whenever you want to, so it's not a big commitment. So, our weapons are more stable, which means they move around less. Make our assault rifle more accurate. Because you remember me complaining about that before, don't you? And why not reload faster? And you still got lots of skill points, but we'll leave it at that, because after a couple of maps, maybe that's how many skill points you'd have, you know? And we'll worry about the crew management and perk deck things later. Those aren't something you have to worry about as a new player. Right, so we've done the first 2 heists. How long has that been? There's a problem with using screen capture, I can't Alt-Tab to see. Okay, maybe I'll play another 1 or 2 more, and that can do us. So, let's see. Korea, what's the next thing to do? So we've done Jewelry Store, we've done Bank Heist. Let's try and get more famous. As Bane says, our reputation's more important than money, because, yeah. Come and lose money, but if you're famous, you're dang famous. So, let's try and get more famous. So there's another couple of heists to do. We will go through Go Bank and Diamond Store, and it's probably going to be a good stopping point after those 2. So, let's find ourselves Go Bank. This is an interesting one. So, Payday has a tremendous amount of collaborations with other games and other properties. Go Bank is just a CSGO level that they've turned into a Payday heist, which is fascinating. So Geo stands for Global Offensive, it's just a CSGO level. I'll leave it on normal. We can bump the difficulty up a little second, and soon we can see how that changes things. But let's just go in with Go Bank. So, as with the last bank, as with our jewelry store, it's the same kind of thing. We were going to go in, we can try and yell at people and tie them up and sneak around without the alarm going off, but it's really hard with one person, and I don't have any skills which would make that easier, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. If it somehow happens, that's amazing, but I'm going to assume it doesn't happen.
But I've learned that the vault is temporarily holding stacks of cash in transit, foreign exchange notes. Anyway, you know how to do it. Your way. Sneak in silent or unleash hell. Either way, I got a little idea for how to lift the money out of there. You'll see what I mean. I think you'll like it.
So as Ben says, same as before, we can sneak around, we can go loud. What's interesting in this one is that Bane's got a fun idea for how we're going to get the money out. So we're going to have to wait and see how that works. It's a bit silly, but I love it. So a variety of things we can unlock again. I think I can't. I don't have access to most of these. So let's buy the Ace Pilot, and that maybe is a slight giveaway as to what our plan's going to be. But we'll worry about that later. We see this nice friendly fellow with a good license who's going to help us out. So that's very kind of him. Soundtrack. Random from Custom Heist playlist. Custom Heist track. Sirens in the distance. I don't know what these options are because I've always had music turned off. So I don't know what's going on. Let's try Custom Heist track. I assume that means it's a track relevant for the heist. So let's try that. Is that the case? Gee, I have no idea. Let's find out. So I'm probably just going to... This one's... I don't want to say it's dull, but I feel like you get an idea of how the gameplay loop works. So I'm just going to basically run in there. No, yeah, this is the CSGO map, is the fun thing. We're on this side, and then the bank's the other side. They've obviously changed it a little bit, because this side is basically unimportant for the actual heist. But that's a really fun thing. So we've got various people waiting outside, lots of people inside. The guard, it's Christmas. There's a bank manager, that card's, see, he saw me a little bit. And then there's our big old vault with what looks like a time lock of some kind. So I have to work out how to get in that time lock. And as it says in the top left, what we want to do is to find some vault keycards. So if I press tab and bring up my thing, we can look for the keycards. We need 2 of them to get that vault open. Remember to check the tellers. So our bank tellers may well have some keycards for us. So this is me just knowing the map and sneaking around. We can sneak around back here and come in. Ah, that door's closed. That door isn't always closed. But that probably means that the door over on this side is open. Yeah, so we can sneak in the back if we really want to. It's not going to make much difference again because things are just going to get messy really fast, but hey, why not at least pretend we're trying. If I really wanted to actually try and be silent, what I'd want to do would be to put a silencer on my weapons. See the silencer, then obviously your weapon shots are quieter and they don't automatically set off the alarm, which is very important. So when we start trying to actually stealth things, we'll do that. For now, we're just going to run in and smash the place, because that's about the only choice we have. So let's do that. Is this guy going to notice me ever? And you see, the civilians didn't see me, but they did see the guy who was panicked. So it's interesting, they don't just see you, they can just see each other, or they can see dead bodies, or they can see broken glass, and all these kinds of things. So I'll come back to that in a moment, talk about what that is. So now that we've gone loud, what we're going to do is we have to do plan B, and we're just going to drill the dang thing. So let's do that. Run over hill to pick up our drill, then we'll run back. Run, 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 run. And you maybe can't tell, but I can't sprint with this drill. So different things you carry have different weights. Heavy things make you move slow and can't run. So the drill's like medium weight, so I can't run with it, but I don't actually move slower. See, now I can sprint again. The drill we had before was in the first heist was super light, so we could actually run around with that. Unfortunately, there's some things which are even heavier, so you pick those up, you can hardly move at all. You're just like, you're moving slower than crouch speed. You're moving at like just a real struggle. So those can be real pain. But we don't worry about that today. So, but we're not worrying about the keycards and the timer, we're just drilling it, so we have to wait. How long do we have to wait? About 6 minutes. Oh yeah, 5 minutes 30 it says in the top left of my UI, so that's very nice of it. Now, there's the thing I said I'd like to get back to, so let's hop over this counter. And you see we have this interesting little package here. So throughout the maps, this was added in a gameplay update like 6 years ago, there's what's known as Gauge Courier Mod packages. So the weapons dealer guy, the guy who's selling us our guns, is a fellow called Gauge, G-A-G-E. And so there's various Gauge weapon packs and so on. So the civilians love getting in the way, and why is she? I don't know if she's carrying on top of the bench. That's kind of amazing. And you pick these things up, and they've all different names like Purple Snake and Red Bull, and it's probably not Red Bull. It's probably not Red Bull. You get the idea. You pick these up, and then once you get enough, Gauge gives you a mod you can put on your weapon. I have a lot of these already, but you can still enjoy picking. They're always fun collectibles, and you get more XP for them. Now in the meantime, what Gauge told us, these dang drills, is that we're going to get the money out with a skyhook. So if you've seen like Metal Gear G5, or I'm sure there's other games that use the Fulton Skyhook, we're just going to put a balloon up and the plane's going to come and yank the dang thing away. So on this roof, we're going to set up a crate, put up a balloon, and then a plane's going to... Oh, there's full damage in this game, by the way, you need to look out for that. Lost far too many runs to falling. And a plane's going to come and just yoink off of all the money. We don't have to get it out. The plane's just going to steal it. So that's pretty exciting. And see our plane guys coming. Yeah, shields are a real pain. I'd just be grenading them all, but there's kind of civilians around, you know? Oh, that's a flashbang. Did I... Okay. We'll get to see more of those later. You were in the funniest position, ma'am. Oh, there was another one. There's one on both sides. Okay, whatever. Oh, ow. That guy meleeed me. Okay. Flashbang grenades do what they sound like. They suck. Because they don't affect the cops, but they sure affect you, and you can't see for like a couple of seconds. On higher difficulties, it's like 6 or 7 seconds. Flashbangs kill you on high difficulties. They suck. Happily, as you've seen there, what you can do is, if you're fast enough, you can shoot them, or you can melee them, or you can smack the flashbangs to kind of dink them. There's also, oh my gosh, these drills. Okay, there's also smoke grenades. So we're using an aluminum cage. Oh, I'm sure I tied you up on the bench. Oh, did you get untied? That's so sad. Also, did it despawn out? It doesn't matter. Yeah, this gun's somewhat accurate, but not always the most accurate. That said, the head hitboxes are generous enough. I'm just kind of... Oh, that made me look smart, didn't it? So, our hooks and free... Oh, that's a sniper. Right. Okay, hang on, what's this over here? Can I pick this up? Oh, yep. Okay, well, there's a thing. Oh my gosh, he's all over there. Can I even hit this? Wow, okay. Yeah, so it's gonna... Okay, we found it. You can see my gun isn't perfectly accurate. Anyway, so we have our cage parts. I'm gonna have our friends help us carry them over to where they need to go. Yeah, this is the only thing. It's occasionally real sucky to try and get them to actually... You need to throw it at their back, right? But they really love dodging. So we're going to ignore the drill for the time being. It's jammed, but that's okay. We'll get there. So Ben's saying... That's basically saying, and the music fading means the assault wave's finished up again. No snipers. That's not a sniper. And so we're pretty free. Other than these cops you can see are pulling out. Always pull out. These cops, I'm sorry. Ooh, and just like we did to the thermal drill, we're going to assemble our skyhage once our slowpokes get their butts into gear. So you see the AIs are very good, they can climb ladders without using their hands. But oh, it's another sniper. Spooky. Let's dink. Dink. So Wolf's getting a bit lost. So there's a couple of commands you can do to tell you where to go. If you press F and yell at them, they try and come towards you. If you press Z, you tell them to stay put and not move. So Jiro is now going to hang out here. You can do it, Wolf. Climb that ladder. Good job, buddy. Okay. Right, and now that's assembled, and now we're just going to go and unram this duel because that'd be really annoying. And we'll be back on our way. So yeah, sometimes the shield's not the smartest. I mean, it's hard designing great AI. And now we're just going to kind of wait. What? How did that? Whatever. We just kind of sit tight for a couple of minutes. Because honestly, our friends can deal with that fine. What else? Okay. So I haven't mentioned. You see there's these little white pickups all over the ground. These are ammo bags. When someone dies, they drop ammo. So you can see I've used up some pistol ammo, get some more, and pick it up and so on. You can see, I don't know if you heard that, there's another, see there's a flashbang behind me. I didn't know what it was, so I just went around the corner, and it didn't blind me. sit in cover and reignite Mitchell. And they're just gonna kind of sit tight. And it's another interesting thing the cops like to do. Rather than sometimes set spawns, rather than moving on you, just kind of stand somewhere, often on the high ground. Real pain in the ass. But again, this is the lowest difficulty and does not matter. So you can just kind of do whatever we want. Oh, well, you stood up. No, I just missed there. Yeah, I'm not the best at the aim down sight sensitivity here. I keep on seeing that structure on the top of that tower block and thinking it's a sniper. It's not though. Yeah, so let's see what else. What else could I talk about? Our drill's got a minute to go. We can see, oh, it's even fun. My UIs even tell me how far away, right? So the drill's over here. You can see the bottom left that we've got Heather and Giro not moving. And you can see that different icons are popping up above my weapons and health. I kind of want to talk about these too much, because the various like mods and modifiers and stuff, they aren't important yet. Basically, they're not too important. But these are based on the perk deck, which I said we're going to get back to later. I'm just using the perk deck they give you at the start of the game, which is called Crew Chief, which is about making your entire crew sort of tougher and stronger, and, you know, it's just good. It just helps everyone out. It's very nice. Nice and simple, you don't have to worry about it too much. So because of that, I'm taking less damage at the moment. 22% less damage, you can see. There's ones which are good for like sneaking around, but also different playstyles. So there's ones which make you very like dodgy. There's ones which make you incredibly tanky. So they're not particularly weapon specific. They're more. Oh, you can see there's another sniper. Let's see if that helped me. Okay. Yeah, there's some pretty fun ones in there. Some of them are very good. So the bad news here, I don't have a saw, so I have to pick these boxes one at a time. And it's not very useful if you're just standing in the vault for me, Wolf, so why don't you come right out here. You can stand here, and I'm gonna loot this vault a bit. You just hang tight, buddy. So this is where being faster at lockpicking, or bringing a saw, would speed this up greatly, but that's okay, we can deal. So we found some money. That's technically all we need, but why not keep on going through anyway. Just like James? I don't understand Bane's reference. So it didn't have money, it just had like a little diamond ring. We quickly stole if you managed to catch it. That's like some medals or something. I should feel a little bit about that, but whatever. Oh my gosh, it's such a pain. Okay, maybe I'm not going to do all of these, it takes so dang long. I don't care about the money, you get the idea. You understand how this works. Okay, we stole some things, it's fine. Give me my dang money bag. Yeah. So you notice if I yell at him, I'm too far, he just throws the bag at me. It's really controlling these guys. It's the kind of thing which makes sense, it's just slightly too, slightly not responsive enough to really do exactly what you want all the time. Anyway, now for the hard part, where you can see we're a little bit exposed up here. Oh, okay, well, shoot that guy through here though. There's various snipers and people on rooftops, and they don't really have a good place to hide. And this is kind of a problem a lot of the time. So we're just going to hang tight, stay in cover. I know the snipers haven't been too threatening. On high difficulties they can kill you in one shot if you're not full health, which is a bit spooky. So I'm gonna take this seriously anyway. Just make our friends stand around. Wolf's going to shoot everyone down there. These two are just going to hang out and mood around who pops up on the roof, and I'm going to deal with these snipers as they respawn. And we just wait a minute and see we've got our balloon all set up, so our pilot's going to come in, go nyom, and take it. I feel like one of these letters you can shoot and it falls down. Am I remembering that wrong? Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. Let's try it with grenade. Oh, this guy climbed up at the wrong time. Yeah, there we go, the T falls down. Isn't that fun? Okay. Same as before, just gonna hold out and click on build. That pipe has jump scared me like 3 or 4 times. I hear a flashbang. I don't see a flashbang, so let's just kind of take cover. I think this by the money. And yeah, you can see really we're hanging tight and we're popping people as they come near us.
Target in sight.
This would be less true on higher difficulties because they kill me faster and I don't just kill them in one shot. But, oh, did he get it? Hey, look at that! That's fun, isn't it? Just steals it. Okay, and now we just get to leave, basically. Yeah, the bad thing, based on what Bane says, is that we can't actually leave by the road because it's pretty locked down by the cops. So we've got to find another way out. So for now, let's get off this dang roof because I don't like being so exposed. Something going on here. Yeah, a guy's standing at me. So what we have to do is we've got to get over to the other side of the road. And I'm going to be a tiny bit smart about this. Rather than just running across the road where there's dozens of cops, we're going to sneak our way sneaky beaky like. This guy is just hiding here. And is that another package? I thought I saw another courier mod package. They're always fun to find. It's like a little treasure hunt every time. Yeah, okay, I saw that one. If I'd missed that, I'd been blind. So it's a blue eagle? A blue eagle. Oh my gosh, these guys are all standing in corners. Facing the wall. Okay, well this didn't really save us as much effort as I thought it would. There's a grenade behind us we can hear, so run into cover. Or maybe it got shot. And then we just kind of sprint across here. And you see it's much easier when all the cops are standing over there. Where's the door? Just run through this station. There we go. We kind of took cover and didn't get shot at too much. Those guys up on the roof are being a real pain. And down we go. Important not to fall down. Falling kills you. Don't want that. And now we just have to find our way out of here. So unfortunately there's a bit of a maze down here, and it's been saying we got to really frickin' hurry up. So let's just kind of run and hope that I find it. I don't know which way to go. Yeah, this place is a good damn maze. This is the one thing I really don't like in this map. It's so hard to know which way to go. Oh, please tell me this. Okay, I hope this is it. This looks like it. That's a relief. This sucks. Wait, where's the door? Okay, this later was hard to see, and we've snuck out in a little random parking lot garage somewhere. My van isn't the most stealthy, I know. It looks cool though, doesn't it? So, yeah, another heist done. Okay, I'm gonna take a minute and get some water. I'll be right back. I know this is a YouTube video, but I'm not going to edit any of these, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, another heist done. Last one we had to do was, I think, Diamond Store? Is that right? Oh, one more. It's Diamond Store. Super. Well, let's drop a couple more skill points as we're wandering around anyway. And let's just keep on going up this tree. I want to show off Greys. Because you into the ace and Greys. So it's interesting, right? You have to be specific. There's basic, and then you can also upgrade skills to get the next tier, which costs more skill points. And you see we still have to spend 16 more. We spend 16 in total, but 10 more before we can unlock the top tier. So the basic tier in Greys means if we hit someone with a sniper, it deals damage around them. The ace means though, if a bullet of any kind headshot someone, then it does damage around them. I think that's for any weapon, not just snipers. So that's actually pretty dope. Otherwise if it doesn't work, we can always just try with a sniper. Right. For now, let's just spend a few more skill points. I'm not really standing still very much, so let's just make it so that headshots make us reload faster. That seems good, doesn't it? That seems good. Our armor's been fine. So this is our perk deck crew chief, which gives us a bunch of different bonuses. So if you're playing through the game, you slowly level up over time. You can see I've kind of done a lot of these already. Unfortunately, there's no actual way to refresh this, so I just have it all. But so yeah, gives people damage reduction. Do more headshot damage, we can run further, I can shout at people further, if I'm close to people I take less damage, we're more sneaky, armor effects, it's just kind of good stuff. It'd be noticed the important thing with crew chief is that it's helping everyone, which is utterly meaningless in single player, because the AIs don't play by the same rules, but it's just fine and simple, and you don't have to worry about it. If we wanted other ones, so for example, muscle gives us a tremendous amount of health, a lot of health, right? And excitedly, it gives us health regen at the top. So we take muscle, we're just a big beefcake. Muscle, we're a big beefcake, and regen health over time. Armourer gives us, unsurprisingly, just a whole bunch of armour, which removes our little regen buff, so that's also pretty good. Rogues for sneaking around, so dodge stuff. Burglar is for feeling to stealth, so it makes you better at putting people in body bags, it makes you better at picking locks, all these kinds of good stuff. So it's, lots of fun things, but we'll just stick with crew chief and not worry about it. So let's do, I forget, the dang names of the heists always confuse me. Diamond store. There's diamond job, and there's diamond store, and there's diamond heist, and I hate it. Okay, diamond store. Yeah. Oh, the diamond. Either way, it's a pain in the ass. And, well, actually, okay, let's try something. Tell you what, let's try something. So I'm going to switch things up a little bit. Just a little bit. So instead of the pistol I have been using, I'm going to use a different pistol. Again, you'll be able to access this level 0, and this pistol is special because I've put a silencer on it. So if I shoot someone with this, you can see I've got the little ghost picture, the alarm doesn't automatically go off. So why don't we switch out our doctor bag for some body bags, and why don't we see how far we can get stealthing it, because it's slightly more doable, where are we, on Diamond Store than the last few ones. It's weird, so the heist really get a lot more interesting as the game goes on, particularly these early stealth ones. A, very confusing and hard to do if you're new to the game and don't understand how stealth works, and B, they're just kind of hard. The later stealth heists are much better, because you're actually sneaking around like James Bond or whatever. Well, here's a bad example, but you know what I mean, you're like actually sneaking around like bases and stuff, you're not just yelling at everyone and tying them up, which is not the good way of doing stuff. But we see I needed another skill to be able to unlock these things. Well, let's try it anyway and see how we go. We can always give things a go. And because our suit makes us slightly more sneaky, I'll wear the suit. And you see our detection risk drop by a lot. Is there anything more useful? No, the grenade's fine. Is it though? Yeah, it is. Right, one more, and then that will do us for our first little episode.
Get in there and get me the required amount. We go in quiet and go out with a boom.
I don't know what he means when he says we go out with a boom. In any case, we're just here to steal a bunch of diamonds. It's a fun map.
Get into the store. Watch the civilians.
So, fancy diamond store on the left, and then to the right, there's also a car store. If we wanted to, we could rob that too. There's like maybe an ATM or a safe or something in there. We're not going to worry about that though. We can't steal the cars in this one. So, some generic Italian name they made up. And we have security guards. You can see they've got these guys, the white shirts and hats. And we've got various cases. And as we've seen before, jewellery and things. Well, I'm not seeing many diamonds, confusingly. But let's trust there are some. We can also see, so this is a slightly bigger map. I like this map, it's a pretty map. There is, I love this idle animation, just waving the hand. There's an office up the top. We can see there's a manager up there. It's a shame he's leaving. We would have wanted to get him up there when no one sees him. And on the left here, there's the store, which says, hard to see, but it says GenSec, General Security. These are the people offering security services throughout the game. So there's a camera operator in some kind who's dealing with the cameras. You can see there's one there. There's not so many cameras on low difficulty, but I'm just showing off how this should work. What we want to do, again remembering, this is because I know all the maps, right, is we're going to sneak in this door here and go and deal with the camera operator, and then once he's out of the picture, all these cameras will be off. And then lastly, there's a little back door up the top here, which will deal with that one too, and that should be good for now. We need to just be careful the civilian doesn't spot us, but we'll pop our mask on. Is that a package? Oh yeah, I found one. These ones are hard to see, but... Green Mantis, name of the hut.
Watch it, guys.
And the trick is that camera's going to see us. This is kind of annoying. So let's see if I can do this or not, and if I can't, I can't. It's going to be real close. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, that's just how it goes. Well, I didn't have a low enough concealment, obviously.
That's the alarm, guys.
not a big problem. Having cameras watching the dang door you're trying to get into really sucks. It's always a bit rude. Oh, that guy's... Okay, that's one cop. That's another cop. Okay, well now we're just doing the smash and grab thing again. Tie people up. You may think, why do I bother doing this when the cops are coming anyway? A couple of reasons. One, it means I don't shoot them, which I always feel bad about. Secondly, if you have hostages, the cops take slightly longer to come. I forget the exact numbers, but it's on normal, which is our difficulty. It takes them something like an extra 30 seconds to actually turn up and start shooting us if we have hostages. Which, see, why did that go through you, Scarface? Just hold that. And why has not everyone got a bag? Because you don't have one. We just need one more thing to steal. We'll link the ones on the trays, ideally, like this. There we go. And now we can just leave, if I remember where our van is. Did our van leave? I think our van may have left. Yeah, our van isn't here. Well, that's okay. Let's just hold up for a moment. So, and see... Yeah, see, there's totally safe in the car store. It's going to take a long time to drill. It's going to take 4 minutes to drill, so it's not worth it. Anything else to look at in this map? I don't think so. What is this music? It's kind of the back edge of the map. There's a nice little plaza area. The pool, I guess. You'd never really go out here. There's nothing over here. Oh. That's my shots a bit. We don't care about that drill. Bane's going to yell at us. Ooh. See, this is the annoying thing, civilians running around. It's hard to not shoot them sometimes. So this is why a hybrid weapon can be good. Even just shooting your hybrid weapon makes them. Alright, so in any case, we managed to sneak around and deal with the cameras. We ought to come up here next and yell at the manager. It's safe here, that's probably not something we could have drilled, but whatever. And the trick would have been to, again, this is a real pain with one person. Yeah, see, we could have disabled the alarm. Couldn't tell because the alarm already went off. All of these cases are alarmed, so we'd have had to come up here, take the manager out, get his keycard and turn the display alarms off. Probably not how it... Oh my gosh, I hate civilians. Probably not how it would work. That guy's sticking his head real, isn't he? Oh, another little trophy. Let's take this. Cute little guy. I think it's an Into the Gungeon reference. Can we find it? These hitboxes. Okay. And now we just have to do the thing where we're... My truck isn't back right. I'm not crazy about this. Oops. Nope. Oh my gosh. Let's actually click on things. So you can see briefly there's the red flashing bar when my shields went down. Maybe you didn't notice it. You'll get to see that more on higher difficulties. Oh. Or armor. They call it armor. Oh my gosh. The enemies bob up and... It sounds like a grenade. Is it inside or is it outside? There it is. So we just walk around the corner. Oh, I see a package. So that's our second package this level. Nice. So there's a few places the van could come to us. I'm holding here in case it comes here. It could also be just out on the street or like opposite the corner of the map, annoyingly. So we're just going to basically wait until the van comes back, which will be some amount of time. Super. So, chilling. No, yeah, it's been a fun little intro. The heists really do get a lot more interesting. The first ones are the very boring ones, but they're good for kind of seeing what the game was like 6 years ago, is I guess all I can say. There's like actual more interesting stuff going on in the levels than just go in, smash cases, steal jewelry. The maps get a lot more interesting. There's fun stealth stuff, which we'll get to deal with soon. Oops. Okay, let's hide from that. And eventually there's even an overarching plot, which will be really fun to talk about when it comes up. A friend of mine, Tallulah, understands it, has thought about it and learned about it much more detail than I am, but it was quite fun, because her and I were playing this right as the plot revealed. Great. Is he going to tell me where the van's coming? I don't think he is. Yeah, there's this plot. For a long time people were like, is there a secret plot in this game? And it slowly became more and more obvious. And, oh, see, it's annoying when they do that. The van came out over there instead. And then eventually they put in just a full-on plot, which is very fun. It even has a secret ending. Which I'm having to think about. Well, we'll see. If I get to that point, that will have been like dozens. Oh, boy. On high difficulty I couldn't just run here. Someone would shoot me. But let's do it while we can. It'd be great if you would all come over here. 1, 2. Stop faffing around and come over here. You know, I yelled at Bonnie to come towards me and she ran off in the opposite direction. So I don't quite understand exactly. I think there must be different meshes for each map. And when you yell at them, they basically put a dot in your position, then random noises to somewhere near you. Anyway, that's our drilly for now. That's going to be us for now. A little bit more money. And we're out. Okay, Dallas. I think it's us. It's a bit hard to tell. Yeah, it's Dallas. Throwing all the money for just celebrating being happy. Yeah, we unlocked a fun mask. Hey, lucky us. Okay, I've just been sitting here talking for like an hour and a half. That was really fun. So, hope you enjoyed it, and I might well do some more of this. Take care, everyone.